My name is Noah Johnson, and in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I was able to make my first $100,000 and give you the exact blueprint and systems and operations of how you can go out and make your first $100,000, even if you have little to no money, no credit, no license, no degree, little education. I don't care what the excuses you've had before, but I'm going to get rid of all of those excuses in this video. So stay till the end, because I guarantee if you implement these things, it will change your life forever. What's up? My name is Noah Johnston. I'm doing this video out of Utah, and I have been able to build a 6- and 7-figure business in the past 3 years. I started when I was 22 years old. I'm 25 now, and so I just want to show you guys that anything is freaking possible. 3 years ago, I started cold calling in my parents' basement, and now here I am today filming in a penthouse in downtown Salt Lake with, the truck of my dreams, living the lifestyle of my dreams, and how very quickly you can change your life if you just start taking action. So in this video, I just want to provide a massive, insane amount of value to you guys so you can have actionable items to go out and do, so you can go out and make $100,000 in the next 6 months. So the business that I was in, even just starting at 22 years old, to make my first $100,000 was a thing called wholesaling real estate. So if you know nothing about wholesaling, or you know everything about wholesaling, just watch this video, because I'm gonna break it all down to maybe give you a few more hints if you already know what you're doing. But if you have no idea what this even is, I'm gonna show you guys the exact systems and strategies that we use to make high hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars each year, how we've been able to build a 7-figure wholesaling and flipping business, and how also I've been able to teach countless other students that I coach and mentor, and how they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So in wholesaling real estate, what we really are the middleman. We're connecting an off-market discounted property to a fix and flipper. So right now I'm just gonna kind of dive more into detail on how we go about that. So over here we have a seller, and over here we have a buyer. So what our seller normally and typically looks like is they're a homeowner that's going through distress. So either their property is distressed, so we'd say a vacant home. We'd say they're going through a distress situation. So we see a lot, especially right now, there's a lot of things called pre-foreclosures. So that's when they're behind on their mortgage payments and they need to sell their house, or they're gonna lose it to the bank. Another thing is divorce. When going through a divorce, it gets super messy and you need to sell your house quick if you need to sell off assets. Death in the family. This is what we call a probate case. There's a lot of probates out there, and then so on and so forth. There's so many things where people are going through distress. There's things called code violations that you can get from your county. Code violations. You can get fire damaged properties from the fire department, fire damage, and so on and so forth. I'll kind of give you guys a little bit more information later on in this video of how to find these properties, but I'm just showing you guys right now kind of what our client avatar looks like for a seller. So that's normally what they're going through when we work with our sellers. And our buyer over here, what they normally are investors. So these investors, they're looking for fix and flip properties, and some of them are looking to buy and hold. So a lot of fix and flippers, if you think about it, where do they find all of their deals? Because fix and flippers, they are so focused and steadily focused on fix and flips, on being a contractor, on turning a shitty property into a nice property. Finding these deals is a whole different business, right? You have to kind of have 2 different strategies going into these things. So they're not actively going out here and finding these properties. Buy and hold investors, they're not actively going out and finding these off-market discounted properties. So this is our job right here as a wholesaler to connect these 2 things. So what we're doing is we're connecting a buyer to a seller. and we're connecting a seller to a buyer. So, for example, on a deal that we just did 2 weeks ago, we got closed out, we got funded on it. I'll show you guys how much money we made later on. And if that doesn't give you enough motivation and encouragement to go out and do this for yourself, then you're freaking nuts. So one way to find vacant properties and distressed properties is a thing that's just called driving for dollars. It's where you go out in your neighborhood and you find rundown, distressed looking houses, whether the windows are boarded up, there's overgrown grass, whatever it may be, where you say, oh, you know what, it looks like a fix and flipper would like this property. You grab the address of this home, you put that address into True People Search, and you start calling the homeowner. You start calling the numbers on there until you can get in contact with the homeowner and see if they want to sell the house. Because what we do is once we talk to the homeowner and we get a contract with them, so we have a contract with the seller on a property that we just did 2 weeks ago, we got it under contract with the seller for $360,000. So we told the seller, when we called them up and said, hey, we're looking to buy more houses in the area. Are you looking to sell? And they said, you know what? We are looking to sell for the right price. All right, what's that right price for you? They said $360,000. We ran some comparables. We saw in that area, if you turn this into a 4-bed, 2-bath, it was currently a 2-bed, 1-bath with an unfinished basement. And we saw, okay, if you put about 100 grand into it, you do a lot to it, you could sell this property for about $700,000 to $800,000. So we're like, okay, you know what? That's a good deal. So what we did is we got it under contract with the seller for $360,000. And then what we did is we reached out to our network of buyers through Facebook groups, through relationships that we've created before, and we got a contract with the buyer saying, the buyer came to us and said, hey, you know what? I really want this house. I'll buy it from you guys for $430,000. So by connecting, so us as a wholesaler, we got this fix and flipper. So this one was a fix and flip. This fix and flipper, we were able to connect him here to a vacant property that he's able to go through and fix and flip it, and he's able to go and make a profit on this home. So to kind of just dumb things down and take a step back again, all we're doing as a wholesaler is we're connecting a distressed property to a fix and flipper that needs another property. That's it. That's it. At the end of the day, that's all we're doing. What this contract did here with the buyer is it just it assigned all of these rights over to the fix and flipper. Because before, all of these rights of buying the home were going to us. So we just needed to remove us out of this equation. And the way to do that is with this contract, which basically says, hey, we're gonna pay these wholesalers $70,000 so we can take over this contract and buy this house. Another thing that's amazing about wholesaling is, guess how much money it took us to find this deal? $0 in ad spend. I found this deal I was driving to the gym, I was at a stoplight, and I looked over and I saw this house that had boarded up windows and overgrown grass. So I wrote down the address, I put it into True People Search when I got home, and I called up the homeowners and I just was asking them if they wanted to sell their house, and they were. It took $0 to do this. $0, and we generated $70,000. Now, you may think, oh man, this must have been a lengthy process. It must have taken a long time. Well, guess what? Guess how long this took us? 30 days. From when we found this property and got under contract with the seller to when we found a buyer, it only took 30 days for title work, to do all their paperwork and all that jazz. So with $0 in ad spend and only 30 days, we were able to generate $70,000 net profit. So now going back to how I made my first $100,000, and not only did I just make 100 grand, but I had 100 G's in my bank account at the age of 22 using these exact strategies. So what happened is in a month, we were able to close on 2 of these deals. One of them was for $147,000 net profit, and the other one was somewhere around 80 to 90K, and both of those deals closed in 1 month. So our business made over, I think, $230,000 in 1 month. And at this time we were running, and we still are, we were putting money into marketing. And so I think we spent about $2,000 or $3,000 on ads to make 230 grand in 1 month. So we paid off some debts, put some more money into marketing, split it with my business partner, and I made my own personal $100,000 in 1 month at the age of 22 using those exact systems and strategies that I taught you. All you need to do is go out and find an off-market discounted property and then tell a fix and flipper, hey, I got this property, how much do you want to buy it for? And you make the difference in between. So a few ways that you guys can go out and get these deals is you can go to the county courthouse and get a list of code violations. You can go onto softwares like PropWire and PropStream, and you can pull all of the distressed lists. You can pull pre-foreclosures, divorce, probates, tired landlords, vacant properties. You can pull all of these lists and you can go and just start calling them. And that's as simple as it gets. So there's two ways to go out and find deals, is to get a lead flow coming in. Like that's gonna be the biggest, that's gonna be the name of the game of how you can go out and make more money quicker, or how you can just keep a really sustaining business, is marketing, right? And so for marketing, there's gonna be two ways that you can go out and get deals and get a lead flow coming in. So if you are just getting started and you have like no money to your name, you don't have a lot of money, like I did when I first got started, I had $0 and was able to make a shit ton of money very quickly from these strategies, is you're gonna either need to spend your time to go out and get deals, or you're going to need to spend money to go out and get deals. So I will still do this today. I'll put my time to go find deals. Like I use my time while driving for dollars to go find that $70,000 deal last month. But I think one of the best strategies is to use a hybrid, both. I think you need to be putting in your time, but also I think you should be putting money into ad spend. And so there's a few strategies that I will teach you right here as far as time and as far as money, which ones have worked best for us and my thought of which one would work best for you. So as far as time, there's a thing that's called driving for dollars, right? That's where you just drive around in your neighborhood, you find distressed looking homes, you call them up and see if they want to sell. The other thing that we use, it's called reverse driving for dollars. So that's where you pull a list of these pre-foreclosures, of code violations, and you have a list of all these addresses. You go to their home and you door knock them or put a sticky note on their front door that just says, hey, I'm looking to buy your home, right? It's as simple as that. You go out and you take massive action. I think one of the quickest ways to go out and get a deal is to pair up both of these, is to have a list of driving for dollars that you go out and door knock, and while you're door knocking, you pull a list of distressed looking properties, and then you go back and call these. I think that's the quickest way to get a deal. It's been the quickest way for my students to get a deal. If you have no money and you only have time. By far the quickest way to get a deal though is by spending money at the end of the day. But I got started with $0 out of my own pocket. Another thing that you go and do is, like I said, a free software is called PropWire. And that's where you can go on and pull these lists of pre-foreclosures. Wow, I slaughtered that. Pre-foreclosures, whatever that is. And another list that I think is great on there is tired landlords. So I think a great list to pull is pre-foreclosures and tired landlords. If you pull those and you do a reverse driving for dollars and you go out and call them while doing driving for dollars, you should be able to close a deal every single month. The metrics that I want you guys to hit in order to do this is to have 10 conversations. So 10 conversations every single day with motivated sellers. If you do this every working day throughout a month, that's going to be 20 days. You're going to talk to 200 homeowners. If you talk to 200 homeowners and you know how to negotiate and you learn how to use body language and you know how to run numbers and do all these things, you can easily be closing 1 to 2 deals every single month just off of the free strategies that take your time. Now, some great things that we have done spending money for ad spend is a thing called social media marketing. So this is where we run ads. You can do it on Google. You can do a thing called PPC. But what's worked best for us over all these years, it's got almost a consistent 10x return on ad spend, is social media marketing on Facebook, running ads. Because what we do, I actually own an ad agency now, so if you guys want 50% off a discount, which is freaking unreal, with no startup costs, you cover your ad spend and you only pay when we perform. It's called Lead Flow Solutions. I'll give you the link down below. Just say that you're coming from this YouTube video and we'll give you guys 50% off. But moving into this, what's so great about this is in our ad copy, we are already targeting these distressed sellers. So in our ad copy, we say something like, hey, if you are behind on your payments and you may be going through foreclosure, click the link below for a free no obligation consultation to see if we can help you out with the situation of your property. You know, something like that. But in our ad copy, we're already targeting pre-foreclosures or retired landlords or vacant properties or divorces or deaths in the family. So then, coupled up with a Go High Level CRM, we train the Facebook algorithm to bring in more and more of these pre-foreclosures and divorces and death leads into your pipeline. So instead of you having to go out and take endless hours every single week to find these houses, we do all the lifting. We do all the ads, we do all that work. So while you're even sleeping, you can have people filling out their information and coming into your CRM that want to sell. Now, the two biggest factors between time and money going into the deals is this: when you spend time and you're doing cold outreach, free outreach, it's all cold marketing. So you're reaching out to people that you have no idea if they even want to sell. What's great about spending money and doing ads is this is called warm marketing. So you're reaching out to people that want to sell. How do you know that they want to sell? Well, they're seeing your ad and clicking on it and saying, hey, I want you guys to call me to see how much cash you would give me for my property. So these ones are always better. They're always going to have a higher conversion rate. For this, yeah, you may have to talk to 200 people in order to close a deal. For warm ads, you may need to talk to only 20 people in order to close a deal. Another thing that we use as well is mailers. So we'll send a mailer to their home saying, hey, we want to buy your house. A few other things we've done is for the cold calling, we've actually hired cold callers. And so whatever system, whatever strategy you guys want to use, we've used it all. I can give you guys discount codes and hookups to all these, but I would say the quickest way to go out and get a deal, what has worked best for me and my students that I coach, is driving for dollars coupled up with reverse driving for dollars, and then also social media marketing ads. And if you guys want any more information on how to do all this, I have a very cheap group where we have weekly group calls. There's all the contracts and scripts provided in there. There's many trainings like this that go way more in depth on how to close your first deal in 30 days. And so if you guys want to join that big group, click the link below and join me and countless other guys that will all help you get your first deal. Now, if you want a hands-on approach to really help you get into the nitty-gritty side of things, I would highly suggest to apply for my one-on-one mentorship. I only let a select of people apply every so often, about every quarter. So I would still say to apply and see if there's a spot available when you're applying for it. But what's so great about that is I give you a 90-day guarantee where if you do not get a deal in the next 90 days by one-on-one mentoring with me, then I will work for you for free until you do get a deal. Now, I'm putting my skin in the game because I know these systems and strategies work. If you work, the systems and strategies are gonna work. So you get directly out what you put into this system. I will put it on a silver platter for you of how you can go out and make hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year You just need to be able to invest into this mentorship and it will get you started. So click the link below for that as well. There's a few links that you guys can go through and see for the group, for the one-on-one mentoring, and also for the 50% off discount with the ad agency. So I hope this video was able to provide value to you guys. If you want more tips and knowledge and information like this, I'm going to be posting on YouTube multiple times a week. I also post a lot on my Instagram at Noah Johnston. Post a lot of tips and tricks on there of how to go out and make money, how to improve your life. I hope this provided a lot of value to you guys. Please reach out to me in the comments. Comment below what I can do better in the next videos. I know this wasn't perfect. It's like one of my first YouTube videos, so I know it may be shit. But what I just want to do is be able to provide a lot of free value and insane value for you guys to go out and change your life. Because at the end of the day, this is what it comes to. This business model, wholesaling and flipping real estate, has immensely changed my life forever. Just 3-4 years ago, I didn't even have money to fill up my truck with gas. I didn't even have money to go out to eat with my friends. I was cold calling in my parents' basement, and my life was miserable. I was going to college. I was trying to find my passions. I was trying to find what life was even about. There was times where I was so low, I was so depressed that I didn't even want to live anymore. And this industry, this business model has turned everything around for me. Now, instead of cold calling out of my parents' basement, we have an office in downtown Salt Lake. I also live here in a penthouse in downtown Salt Lake. I drive my dream truck. I live my dream lifestyle. Just last week, I went to Cabo with Andy Elliott, Keaton Hoskins, The Muscle, Rob Bailey, Dana Bailey, and a bunch of other multimillionaires. And so, like, this is my passion, is teaching what I know and what has changed my life. I know and I guarantee if you guys go out there and just put in the work and implement these steps and start taking action, quit sitting on the sidelines, quit playing it safe, you can change your life immensely even in just the next 6 months. So thank you guys for watching my video. I hope to see you guys on the next one, and let's make this year great, baby.